Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawale says police and other security agencies in the state should carry out Buhari's shoot-on-sight order against those bearing illegal firearms. Matawale says only personnel of law enforcement agencies should carry weapons. He says anyone found to be in possession of firearms illegally should be shot on the spot, and his administration will support the security agencies to discharge their duties.
Well, and joining us now in the studio is CHUKWUWMWKA Ezife, the former governor of ANAMBRA State. Glad to have you join us in the studio.
Thank you so much.
Good. Let's start this way. What does it seem like some in the eastern part of the country are beating the drums of war by their actions, attacking federal institutions and even the police, and even killing the police? What does it seem like that?
Anybody who hears this story will be mad against the people. But who are the people who are burning INEC offices, who are killing the police? Well, there is the impression that some people, maybe even in government, are guilty of organizing such things and blaming it on IPOB and ESN. Effort has been made by elders of our people to find out the truth. And the hands of IPOB and ESN are not there. I'm sure you know that at Owerri prison, there was a lot of devastation. And the IG of police blamed it immediately on IPOB and ESN. Even the governor of that state, Imo State, at the beginning thought it was IPOB and ESN. But now we know that more than 80% of the people caught by the camera, what do you call that? Are not
That's
from
CCTV footage.
Are not from the southeast or even the east at all. Now, Gulag is dead. Was it a design again to blame it on IPOB and ESN? First of all, my heart goes to the family. But we are learning more now. That's a design to provoke the East.
By who?
What do you think the motive for that would be? Because when you say that you suspect that there are elements within the federal government who may be fomenting this trouble in the southeast, what do you think the motives could be?
I don't know whether they are particularly in government, but from what we are reading and from the research we are making and getting results, many people, I'm happy to let me tell you, yes, I read the president's statement. There are many positives there. Number one, he says, in spite of effort to run down the INEC, there will still be elections. Two, that he has no ambition to stay beyond his term of office and go for third term. So, that's very good. But he may not know all that is going on. A president takes responsibility for what is happening, but it is taking what is told. And I heard the minister for information categorically blaming IPOB and ESN. How did he know? These are dangerous elements in government.
So exactly why are you absolving ESN and IPOB of these attacks? Because a lot of people, including of course the IG and the president himself, based on his statement, they believe that this is the signature of IPOB, and it's a military arm, that's the militant arm. The
and
ESN.
the fact also, let me just add to that, that they call people not to go out to do their normal activities in most parts of the East.
No, that was only for 2 days. The days to honor the heroes past. Let's go back to the basics. IPOB and INEC don't have tradition of shedding blood, of burning down things in the East. Burning down what we are boasting for. Burning down buildings, killing policemen. Look, I was coming back from my village Ibuku. I passed through Onitsha. After 6 hours staying in one place, I had to look for a way to go back, not to go forward now, go back to Ibuku.
Okay, let me take you up very quickly,
like
please. Would let you land, but because we need to quickly clarify the issues that you've just raised about evidence that IPOB and the Eastern Security Network (ESN) are not behind these violent attacks against public institutions. What is the basis of your claim? Is it as a result of police investigation? Because you say that you investigated. Who exactly investigated? And, to have this outcome.
And what the evidence really is, I mean, to prove this.
First of all, it is not in Igbo tradition to shoot people in office, shoot police. It's not Igbo tradition to burn down houses. During the NSAS, people attributed what was happening in Lagos to some Igbo elements. It was not. And eventually they discovered. So I don't know. The president should not be blamed for what he's told to say.
Let me ask you this. The president said those carrying out these activities are too young to realize the destructions that occurred during the war. The question on the lips of some is whether they have not learned any lessons from that war.
I think people who are doing this, those who are sponsoring this destruction, don't want election, don't want president from Southeast Zone, and will even want to scatter the ANAMBRA election and go for emergency situation and appoint somebody. I don't know. Nigerians must be thinking about their fellow citizens, whether they are in Sokoto or in Anambra. We should understand what is going on. We shouldn't jump into conclusion. I went to find out. I blamed some people for what came out of their mouths. Sometimes some people talk too much.
Okay, let's talk about this IPOB issue that seems to not be, going away anytime soon. There seems to be a leadership gap in the Southeast that makes, groups like IPOB, though proscribed, that makes groups like IPOB and others calling for secession, especially in the Southeast, to have this kind of following and respect. The lockdown for 2 days in the Southeast was total. Is it a reflection of the level of influence of IPOB? And not much is being heard from the Southeast leaders like yourself and, of course, the Southeast governors. What is responsible for that?
Please, let's think original. What is responsible for that? The federal government has been working hard, pushing the Igbo out of Nigeria. The young men are reacting to what is coming from federal government.
When you say pushing the Igbo out of Nigeria, it sounds. Could you explain?
I will explain. Whether it is projects, location, you don't find it in Igbo land. Tell me any of the any station for railway right now. Whether it is appointments, you don't find it in Igbo land. But if it is retirement from service, we dominate. Do you know that for long, I don't know whether it has changed, there is no Southeasterner in the National Security Council of Nigeria. Then individual Igbo people were pulled down. Ibeto was the giant of cement. He was pulled down. Now he's trying to climb up again. That even Ifeanyi was detained, innocent, who is running a car manufacturing something that he should be pampered. He was detained with pants, flown to Lagos with pants. So there are too many instances of the Igbo being humiliated, marginalized, excluded, etc. And look at the recent appointments. The 4 zones, South-South, Southeast, Southwest, and Middle Belt, 4 zones went to court to sue the federal government, the president, for not complying with federal character.
Well, let me take you up on the idea that the federal government is pushing Ndibo out of Nigeria. One of the biggest projects ongoing by this administration, the Niger, you know. Okay.
My sister, I don't understand. When did it start, the Niger bridge? Who started it? And how far has it gone?
The second Niger
That's
bridge.
the second Niger bridge, yes.
How far has it gone? So there is nothing.
But a lot of people would say that
crying,
people would say that that project has actually moved a lot faster under this administration.
And he's committed to doing it. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. One keeps wondering, you're a former governor, a stakeholder in this nation, and from the East, what the elders in that region are doing to stem this tide, especially from IPOB, ESN. I'm coming. For example, in the Southwest, they've condemned people like Iboho, Sondebo.
Some people condemn.
I don't think one has had any strong leader of your worth, you know, in the East condemn the IPOB and the ESN and what is happening. Particularly what is happening. He is in London and he's inciting people here to...
Maybe we have not enough time. Otherwise, what I'm telling you is that the reaction of the youths in IPOB is what should be the reaction of everybody, including me. But because I know a bit more, and I know that if you restructure Nigeria...
So are you saying that what they're doing is right because that should be the reaction of everybody, including you? Are you supporting what they are doing?
No, I am saying that those who are saying leave Nigeria, have a reason for that. The federal government is the reason for that.
Are there no other ways without resorting to violence and destroying public institutions?
We are not resorting to violence. Violence is being imposed on us.
I don't understand that.
Okay, let me take you up very quickly because we're running out of time. On the issue of Southeast presidency, I've read you in a number of places actually seem to contradict yourself somewhat. Help us understand and clarify. On the one hand, you did endorse Yahaya Bello, the governor of Kogi State, for presidency in 2023. And on the other hand, you've also been quoted as saying that Ndibo would rather, or the Southeast, would be willing to kneel before the rest of the country to get the 2023 presidency. Where exactly do you stand? Let's have that clarity.
There's no doubt. And I thank all Nigerians, the Northerners, the Western people, the South people, they are all supporting now. Almighty God in heaven has approved Southeast presidency. Now, I had a visitor, Yahaya Bello, who came to my house. We talked, and he told us what he has been doing, many things, very impressive things he has been doing in the state. But he told us also he wants to be president. And he complained about injustice, unfairness, inequity in Kogi, where one part was dominating the governorship. So one of us stood up and said, justice is good for all. Look at Nigeria, where no Igbo has held chief executive position in the country. We have not been elected. So we feel rejected already. And if after the election we find that we are rejected again, one rejected does not reject himself. The young ones feel totally rejected and they are reacting towards that.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll come back. I'll address some of the issues you've raised. All right, you're still watching Newsnight. We'll be back in a bit, and we'll still have appealing for calm. Groups in Niger Delta ask for mass action to be suspended. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. You're still watching Newsnight. Our guest is Chief CHUKWUWMWKA Ezife, former governor of Anambra State. Thank you so much for staying with us. On the issue of 2023 presidency and the Southeast, there's this general perception or belief that CHUKWUWMWKA, let me just put it that way, that there is not that singular, figure that Ndibo can actually rally around. If we're even to say who is that candidate best suited to take over in 2023 in the Southeast, are there any names that will, come up in a jiffy?
Sure. Not only ourselves. The Yoruba has a group who have started processing the names of competent people from Igbo land who can become president. They're working on that. We are working on that too. And we have people.
Are you engaging other parts of the country?
Very much. Other parts, let me tell you.
What I wanted to ask you. Now, some people said that the challenge that the Igbo man or Igbo people seem to have is that they do not know how to play this politics, because politics is a game of numbers. You're saying you don't give it to you. Nobody's going to give you anything on a platter of gold. You're going to have to fight for it. Now, you have people aligning with other parts, but are the Igbos really aligning with other parts to play this game the way it's supposed to be played so that they can get a plum ticket? That's the big question.
Well, you can say that again. On Monday, there was a meeting of various ethnic groups at this year hotel here, Transcorp Hotel. I told them that the greatest guilt in Nigeria go to Igbo and the Yoruba. Because if Yoruba and Igbo had aligned early, there's no way of anybody dominating this country the way it is now. But even that, I want to tell you that we are making progress on this. Look, we have a problem and I'm prepared to accept it wholly. We have bad mouth. We go to any place, we build palaces around the whole country. And sometimes we have bad mouth, we boast. Ezego and such things, Ezego, king of money, and such big names. But united we are. That we have no one person who is Ezeibo. Even that problem is being solved.
I mean, like
Okay.
well,
yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Igbo has
Igbos don't have
king.
kings.
Well, no king, yes. But we are more united than most groups.
But from what you've said, there is a need for some kind of reorientation. But let's talk very quickly before we have just 1 minute. Are Southeast leaders like yourself able to prevail upon IPOB to adopt a non-violent, non-confrontational approach in its desire to, get equity and justice and inclusiveness?
We try to reach people who he listens to, and he sometimes cool down. But violence, please, is not a trademark of IPOB or ESN, or even people from outside.
That's hard to believe because that's what people are witnessing in the East.
Okay. You are witnessing it. Who is propelling it? Who are the people from outside Nigeria even who were caught in Owerri? Huh? Let me give you an instance. Some group, non-Igbo, raped a woman in Anambra State and plucked her eyes off. The greatest provocation. The same group went and killed some non-Igbo family. The impression is that the Igbo youths got annoyed and did that because of what the group did to Igbo woman. Eventually it was discovered. The same group who did the raping did the killing of the non-Igbo group there. There is concerted effort to make us look like we are people we are not.
Okay, that's a point we've made. Very quickly, do you believe in this zonal hearing for the amendment of the Constitution ongoing now? In 30 seconds, if you can.
Well, shorter. No need for continuing with that thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
We should have a new constitution.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chief. All right, glad to have you on the program.
Thank you.